Hello, this is Johnny Cycles again with CyclesGaming.com, here for the wrap up of our John Haight deck and the first league we played. Our record was 2-3, which is obviously not ideal, a bit disappointing in fact. um, our deck, it did what it needed to do against Living End and in the Mirror. The Mirror I thought was really interesting, obviously, because we were playing a lot of the same cards, but I thought it was particularly interesting the way Endurance basically won us the game by shrinking our opponent's Tarmogoyfs. We were able to cast Endurance in a timely way, in a timely fashion, to shrink the Tarmogoyfs and block and kill them, to keep them from killing us. Our Questing Beast also did a good work in that match. And the Living End match did go to 3 games, but our Graveyard Hate got there. Burn was pretty disappointing. We didn't get the Leyline of Sanctity when at any point really. Our opponent had a creature heavy start in game 1 that put us within burn range, and in game 2 we kind of hung in there, went in back and forth, but ended up losing. It was a close game. There's hope, but yeah, without seeing some of our main deck sideboard hate, so to speak, we just couldn't get there. Burn, it can be so fast. Izzet Murktide again? Man, I've never beaten that deck. We should be able to compete with our Endurances and some of the other cards we have. Chalice of the Void. We did get game 1 on the back of Chalice of the Void, but we weren't able to take the match in games 2 and 3. Some of that was due to, if I remember correctly, just mulliganing. And then against the Boros food deck, yeah, I mean, they mulled to 4 and we're still able to come back and win. And then in the second game, we had to mull to 5, and we almost stabilized and turned a corner, but they had back-to-back Urza Sagas and beat us down with Urza Constructs. So overall impressions, I think I would cut the One Ring. It felt like it never made an impact. I think if of all the cards that kind of could be in a sideboard that I put in the main deck, I would put the One Ring in the sideboard. I just don't think this is the right deck for it. Definitely have Blood Moon somewhere in the 75. Overall, the sideboard plan seemed good with Terminate, Scavenging Ooze. Maybe there's a better life gain source out there. Scavenging Ooze did some work eating the graveyard of Living End and the food token deck, artifact deck. Questing Beast, All-Star per usual. Chalice, I mean, maybe we take that, just put that in the sideboard, play some more 1-mana spells of our own. When we do that, though, we just, risk becoming John Midrange, and then we ask ourselves, why are we playing any of these sideboard cards in the main? So it kind of goes against the spirit of the deck and de-incentivizes us to actually play a bunch of sideboard hate in our main deck. Tarmogoyf, I like the addition, gave us a clock, gave us a way to block. Cathartic Pyre is a good card, but I think I would probably try out the Bitter Reunion that I talk about in the article. Brotherhood's in, it's maybe we just didn't play against the right decks. It felt like it underperformed as well. Bowmasters, I mean, that's a powerful card, but isn't necessary. Especially if we take away Chalice, we can put in Ragavans or Lightning Bolts. Would Bitter Reunion be better? I'm not sure. I think so. Definitely cut the One Ring. Maybe bring in Shieldred in the main. Bring in a couple Bitter Reunions to give us more discard outlets. Perhaps. I mean, Bowmasters is good against the 1-mana creatures out there, such as Ragavan, but maybe Cathartic Pyre is just a better spell to have more of to give us discard outlets. Overall, a little disappointed with the record. Hopeful for some tweaks to make the deck more powerful, or just to get a little bit luckier with some of our matches and some of our play draw. We were on the draw quite a bit, and there again were clear instances where if we had been on the play, the game would have gone much differently, especially with being a Chalice of the Void deck. Well, so that's John Haight. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com. I hope you enjoy watching the videos and reading the article. I'll be posting more videos of a different version of this deck in the near future. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to read the article at CyclesGaming.com.